All right, welcome back to another channel rating, and today we're going to do, let's see, if I were to listen to maybe somewhere between 20 to 25 different channels or outlets where I get my news and commentary and media and such, I'd say this particular channel is in the top 5, and that, of course, is Beau of the Fifth Column. I really like this guy, and I've been subscribed to him recently. It used to just be like, oh, he'll just come up with my recommended and I'll watch whatever seems appealing. But over time, I just found myself listening to him more and more. And I just said, fuck it, I'll subscribe even if I only watch like, 1 or 2 out of his 3 videos every day. But in terms of like, I'm just going to fucking admit it. Usually when somebody's more agreeable with you tend to like him more. And Beau is somebody that if he said 100 statements, I probably agreed with 99 of them. Maybe even 100. He's got good takes. He's smart. He's nuanced. And I'll admit, I mischaracterized him and judged a book by a cover. A couple years ago, he would come up on the YouTube recommended, and I'd be like, man, what's this? Beau, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. Again, I was wrong. But I'm like, man, what's this southern... what's this redneck doing on my timeline with a video like, let's talk about armed black people? I'm like, great. What's this guy's take going to be about, like, why the guy should just listen to the cop, otherwise he wouldn't have gotten shot? Nope. Beau is as progressive as they come, and having a thick Southern accent does not mean you are automatically a racist or a bigot. So I kind of had to check my own prejudices there. I am somebody who comes from the South, and I'm a piece of Wonder Bread myself, so I have a tendency to harshly judge my own people too, because stereotypes can be accurate, but not with Beau. Beau is a kind-hearted, very engaged, very intelligent, and just a very, I don't know what other words to say except for like clever and nuanced and like big picture thinker. If I had to have any critiques about his channel, at least the free portion of it, it would be at times the randomosity of topics he talks about. He tends to speak on a lot of different issues, and it's kind of like a Russian roulette of you don't know what you're going to get. So the predictability of his content, and that's just a very minor, I wouldn't even call it a gripe. It would just be like, that one little thing for perfection for me, from perfection. But if something big happened in the world, there's probably a high chance he's going to talk about it. He is responsive to his inbox. So unfortunately, not for him as a content creator, but for us, we have yet another person who has to talk about the former insurrectionist president. But his take on politics, on world events, on military operations, on community, about like how to do community organizing for like disasters during hurricanes and wildfires and stuff. Homie's got a lot of good information and ideas on how to do a lot of that stuff. He's clearly engaged with his community. He's not just a vocal activist. He's actually like a real activist, it seems. And he does a lot of good for people. So he's a solid human, and I think that's why everybody loves him. Is he's not just smart. He doesn't just talk on important issues. He's not just like on the right side of every issue. And I've sent him quite a few times to my more conservative family members just to see if, oh, hey, here's a guy with a hat and a beard who looks like a Southerner, and he doesn't make his video titles seem like they're going to go in either which direction. They always start with let's talk about blah 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 blah. Let's talk about ... He doesn't ever. His video titles aren't they're not leading. They don't say let's talk about why Republicans suck balls. It's usually something else. It's just let's talk about the Republican strategy or something. So the fact that he's accessible and he's like a bridge maybe to your more conservative or your Southern relatives that you want to see if they can get better information. He's very useful and helpful in that regard. And again, out of all the channels I listen to, he's easily in the top 5. Can't really think of anything wrong with it. Mostly positive things to say about him. And he's opened me up to some new topics that I didn't think that I would care about. Like what's going on with space, what's going on with like different technology around the world. He's very big on talking about climate change, which of course I've always cared about, but I don't seek out the information all too often. But he does talk about things, and he's got his priorities in order, is what I'm trying to say. He doesn't get too in the weeds about the day-to-day minutia about, all the stupid kabuki theater of politics and stuff like that. So overall, Beau, the Fifth Column, is probably an A+ channel. Definitely one of my favorites. And I hope he keeps going. And it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.